Okay, I tried to push the volume and apparently I pushed the play button. So I guess this is how I'm gonna start. Let's see. A lot's been going on for the last 4 days. I guess it's 3 days, but it feels like 4 because this week started out with a bang where I cut my hand. Got 4 stitches on Sunday night. Monday was okay. Tuesday. Or maybe it was Monday. I don't remember. Could be wrong. Grandma came in on Tuesday night or Tuesday morning, whatever. Been at the hospital too long. Anywho, just kind of floating right now. I've been all week trying to work here at the hospital along with be here and be an advocate for my grandma and what the things that she wants. And I've been spending a lot of nights with her. She's been sleeping since Tuesday night at about 2:30s when she started sleeping a lot better and not so restless. And that's also when we started our morphine. And we had her nauseous medicine, but we don't have that anymore. So, a lot of breathing. That's how I'm getting through things. So, I feel kind of. It's hard for me to explain. Sit up a little bit here. I feel a little disconnected from everything right now. I want to connect with things, but I'm not connecting with things. Like, the thought is there, but the emotion and, like, it's just kind of hit or miss right now. Tuesday night was a little rough. I don't think for anybody it kind of set in that when Grandma came in that this was not, even though she kept saying, this is it, she doesn't want to fight anymore, and I don't think anybody grasped a hold of that until, if I grasped that, I got that, because my grandma told me, and I keep hanging on to these words, and whether this means what she is telling me or not, I'm clinging on to this because it always comes to the forefront of my mind, is about a month ago, or 2 months ago, I think it was probably March 18th, because I sent that picture to Facebook, and I realized that I took that picture, but then, Grandma told me that when nobody else was in the room, she told me that I would be the one that would be there when she needed me the most. So I think this is what she meant, and so I'm clinging on to this is what she wants. She wants me to be here, and Grandpa keeps affirming that this is what she would want, and so I'm holding on to following through with what she wants, and me being there. If that's what she wants, then I'm gonna do that, and that's the only thing I could do. Then that's all I can do. I've been watching my entire family go through the grieving process right now. I have my spouts of crying and stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to start the grieving process until after, and I think that's what hurts. Like, I think that's what keeps me disconnected right now, keeps me at a distance. Don't get me wrong, I do have my moments of breakdown crying, but I don't think the thought of death has sunk. I feel like I have moments of sadness, like when somebody's hurt. Moments of what am I gonna do right now? Um, does she need pain medicine? Does she need me to give her ice chips? Those are the things that I have been doing, and making sure that the nurses are staying on top of whatever she needs, saying that this is what our next move is. And the whole time I've been asking for several days for something to give me because somehow, and as much as I've been in healthcare, you think I know what the freaking process of dying is and what happens, as we go. I do. I know by looking at an EK, or not EK, but a pacing monitor, what happens in a cath lab. I know what happens. I know what happens when, the brain stops functioning, the rest of the body stops, I know all those steps, but I just don't know the process that Grandma's going to go through, like when her breath is going to slow down. Like the kind of like as it gets closer to closer time. When am I supposed to know when to call everybody? And I'm so scared that I'm gonna miss that, and then that's another thing that's gonna be added on top of me forgetting to tell somebody. And it's just maybe that's what she wanted, is to stick me in this role because she knew I could handle it. It's tough. It's tough. But I'm tough because of her. She made me strong. What's hard right now for me is I remember having all these talks with Grandma all the time about not anything particular, just, we'd sit at her house, have talks. We'd sit in her car. She would shuffle me to softball games and basketball games, and just riding in her car out to the lake. Hardest part right now is not her dying. It's the afterthought. I can't call her on the phone and ask her how she's doing anymore. I can't text her and have her text me back. I know on Tuesday night we talked. She was more alert. Talked about, when she dies, and I told her, I was like, it sounds kind of stupid right now, but I was just trying to talk to her and get kind of where her mind was, which I knew where her mind was. I know my grandma. After all these years, I still know my grandma. I know a lot about her. I know a history of her. I know because she is my best friend. And I know because I just know. She doesn't even have to talk. She just has to give me that look, and I know that she needs ice chips. Give me that look and she wants a popsicle. Or give me that look and she's too hot or too cold. And everybody still looks to me to understand what's going on. What is she looking like that for? She wants a chip, an ice chip. Or she wants a drink, or she wants this. Or she wants some pain medicine. But Tuesday night when we were talking, she was like, I was like, when you get to heaven, Grandma, I was like, or when you, pass, I was like, you need to give me a sign. She's like, oh, don't worry, I will. So We didn't even talk about that sign is. So I guess what that sign is, I wonder. But I told her, she's like, I'm gonna get to see my mom. And it's funny because, Sunday's Mother's Day, so, and I know that sounds silly, but the time's coming closer. Mother's Day is coming. So, I know time is coming. Well, she's like, she's gonna get to see her mom. And she's like, and it's like, you're gonna be my guardian angel, my guardian angel. She said, yeah, well, my mom was my guardian angel. And I said, yep, she was. And then we said, she goes, I'm gonna be an angel. I was like, I know you're gonna be an angel. The best one that there is. And now people are coming to visit. And so I see a lot of things that happened in the past. A lot of people have regrets. A lot of people have. And death has brought it to the surface. But, these people that are. It's good. It's closure for them. And but what I'm realizing from Tuesday to today till about 2:30 this afternoon, I noticed that time was going by really fast. Like I would go change my clothes because I had to go to work, and I tell Grandma, I'd be back in 30 minutes. I had to go clock in and let them know where I was and what I was doing. My work's been awesome, super awesome about this whole thing. So I've been working half on, but time would go so quickly, like literally 30 minutes, like boom, 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 and but now time is like, I'm looking at the clock now and it's what, like 10:30, but I feel like I've been talking for 40 minutes and it's only been 10 minutes. It just feels like I'm like, I don't know, just losing track of it all before, and now it's kind of, I'm slowing down. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's time, to soak in some things, to process some things, to kind of gather my thoughts for the next of what's next to come and how I'm gonna react. And I think overall right now I have showed strength to my family, showed that they can rely on me. I know what I'm talking about. Just a lot of things that I guess my own insecurities about things. Deanna knows because I've been like talking to her about it, and I'm like, this should not matter right now. Right? This thought should not matter because that is not what I should be focusing on. And I can't fix that, and I'm never going to be able to fix that. So, what's the point of worrying about that? So, just let it be. And something like I talked to Aunt Sherry tonight, I'm just like, the only thing that's holding me to my mom and that side of my family is Grandma. And I told her, I was like, I realized tonight or earlier that once that dies, I won't have that anymore. And so it's just like, I was a kid who had two parents who divorced and both remarried. So I had four parents. Well, when my dad died, I lost him, and I lost my stepmom, I mean, we had a somewhat of a relationship, but it's lost. And then I slowly started losing my mom. And my mom and I have never had a really big, huge relationship, but I think I want more out of mom than what mom can give me. And maybe that's why we don't work out. And mom is a lot different than grandma. She shows her love a lot differently. Um, I know she loves me, and I love her. It's not about love. I think it's just about how we handle things with each other and how we handle things externally. And I found, talking to mom tonight when it's just me and her and grandma here, that, you know, give us a little bit of alcohol and we start to talk and we'll loosen up, we'll open up our hardcore that we have, we'll open it up. But you take that away from us and we are these hold on to these things, just let it kind of sit inside, and we don't talk that much. So I don't know, for Mother's Day, take mom out and let's go to a bar for a drink and just let us sit there and have that drink. Maybe that's my Mother's Day. She's still my mom. I'm still gonna love her. I still care about her. We've had a very rough past. My mom is still, I feel, kind of young to me because she could be my sister. I mean, she's 16 years older than me, so she could be. But I know I'm blabbing about a lot of stuff, but it's just all stuff in my head, and kind of getting it out feels better. The hardest part is I know I have a wife and I have a kids and everything, and I know that my wife is struggling, and knowing that she's going through so much taking care of the kids and stuff like that, and I'm doing the best I can. So much to process, and then on top of it, there's so much between Deanna and I that we're trying to process, and we're trying to get better together. We're trying to connect, and I felt like I was trying to do that, and it just something shuts it off, and I hate it. I think I would almost wish for somebody to be this whole messy ball of wax, cry, be super connected, emotionally, physically, everything with a person, than be what I am. As much as that sucks. Anybody and everybody that told me that I was this nice girl, and grandma told me I was this sweet, sweet girl. I wish I was. But somehow she sees still that. Why? She always told me I wore my heart on my sleeve. She's right. I wear it on my sleeve in a cage. I love with my whole heart. I hurt with my whole heart. She never has unloved me. She's never been disappointed in me. She has always been there for me. She always wanted what was best for me and tried to give me the best. We're nights at her house, eating breaded shrimp, baked potato. Turn the baked potato upside down, you take all the skin off, and then lots of butter, and a little bit of ranch, a little bit of Western dressing. It's good. I remember she would always sign her cards. She's like, it's not much, but always know that my love for you is all I can give. Little did she know that Grandma could have given me a freaking piece of paper and wrote hearts all over it, and I would hold on to that forever. Heck, I have a card in my bag. I'm gonna go for a minute.